So I can't believe we have made it to 10 editions of this. It's pretty amazing to me. I've got to thank a few people. This won't go on forever. Well, maybe. Dave Winston over here, the booming voice in the corner, is the man whose idea this was. We would not be here without, yep, clap it up for him. Chris Situlo, I suckered him into emceeing the first one. He has not missed an edition. We've been doing this now since 2018. Thank you so much, Chris Situlo, for being our MC every time. There is the full team at PWPvideo. I would name them all, except I'll miss someone and then they'll be pissed. But they've all put in so much work to videotape this, make sure all the stories go to YouTube. You can see them all. We release one every day after the slam, so you can relive tonight over and over and over. But in this short, weird 6 years, including a pandemic, we've had nearly 100 storytellers, 30 judges. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. You will be introduced and feted, I promise. 30 podcast guests, and hundreds and hundreds of the most important people to Mission Story Slam. That is you, our community. I have no glass, but please, everyone, raise your glasses to 10 Mission Story Slams and the community of missionaries. Thank you guys so very much. All right, so part of my job, part of my privilege as the host is to tell the host story. You do not have to fill this in on your scorecard. It will suck anyway. But part of the benefit is I get to help explain why we have these themes. So tonight is the message. So does that mean that each story, you have to hear the words, the message in it? No. The message could be literal. It could be something on your voicemail. It could be that epiphany you had when you finally understood that axiom that your grandmother had said to you over and over and over, and now you finally get the message. Trust me, I smack my forehead a lot when I get things after many years. Or it could be something that is your message that you tell all the time. My message, my tilting at windmills, comes from my participation in my local community. Now, I am not a politician. Anyone who knows me can tell you I should not ever be a politician. I'm very bad at it. I'm not an activist. I can count on one hand the number of times I've stood outside holding up a sign. But I am political, and I am active in my community. And part of how I've done that is through getting involved in community organizations where I live. And how does that happen? Well, not quite 20 years ago, I bought the building where I now live and have my offices in the 6300 block of Germantown Avenue. Now, why is 6300 significant? It's in a section of town that heretofore shall be known as German Terry. Thank you very much. Yes, all those who know German Terry. German Terry is this weird little stretch of the 6300 and 6400 blocks of Germantown Avenue that are definitely Germantown. It's where the Battle of Germantown happened at Cliveden. It matters that it's Germantown. But for community organizations, we're covered by the Mount Airy CDC and something called the Mount Airy Business Improvement District. Two things I knew nothing about and some abbreviations I didn't understand for a long time. So we're oddly in this German Terry situation. And I also like to joke that, by the way, everyone on those blocks were strongly Germantown. But the moment someone wants to list their property with a realtor, they start considering Mount Airy as a strong possibility. It's very interesting how that works. So, bought my building on Germantown Avenue in 06. I get involved in the 6300 Block Business Alliance, a sprawling, massive, tiny organization of like 6 people. And they tell me that there's something coming to the block called a streetscape. I'm like, what the hell is that? And it sounds like I'm going to tear everything up, and I'm never going to get all my gear for video production out of my office ever again. And I'm scared, so I start going to meetings. And this gentleman, George Butler, of the award-winning Butler Prestige Photography. Now, I say it this way because every meeting I ever attended with the lovely George Butler of the award-winning Butler Prestige Photography, he would introduce himself and make sure that you knew that he was George Butler of the award-winning Butler Prestige Photography. He has since retired, but just a great guy. So he's like, listen, if you really want to know what's going on with the streetscape, you got to get involved with the bid. I'm like, what the hell is a bid? So there's a thing called a business improvement district. It's boring. It's this quasi-municipal authority, and they can tax, and then they can improve things, and yay, woo. So I go to meetings, and I keep going to meetings. I'm like, if I'm going to show up at the meetings, I want to vote. And then I get on the board, which was weird because I'd been on a lot of boards. And then I became the treasurer. And the whole time that I'm there, I'm talking about something that happened when the streetscape went through. City council person did a streetscape from Nicetown through Germantown, and PennDOT worked with the CDC to do Chestnut Hill down through Mount Airy. And everything should have worked out great. It was supposed to be the longest streetscape, I think, in the state, maybe the nation. And what's the streetscape? I did learn. It's when they tear everything the hell up, everything but the street itself. New curbs, new sidewalk, new curb cuts, new lighting, like these beautiful little, like those green light poles with the flowers and all that stuff. It's awesome. But government being government, somehow the city council person's office didn't talk to PennDOT, and Terry, 6400 block of Germantown, got nothing. We got ungats, as my friends in South Philly would say. So I'm like, what the fuck? We got screwed. And if you need to, let's just say you know someone who might occasionally walk home from, some bars in Mount Airy after a few drinks. I don't know who that could be. You have to use your phone flashlight on the sidewalk to try to see as you're going across the 6400 block. Why is it a big deal? Because Germantown and Nicetown don't necessarily get nice things, but Chestnut Hill and Mount Airy do. And you've got this full, quarter-mile city block bifurcating the two neighborhoods, kind of making it a no-go zone. And this pisses me the hell off. So I tell everybody that I meet, anyone from the councilperson's office, state government, any organization, and then I start yelling it at the bid. This is my message. We need to get this shit done. Well, I find out that apparently one block of streetscape might cost several $1 million. And I'm like, well, we still need to get it done. How the hell, I don't know what the hell to do. So, years and years and years of sending this message. We got to do the thing. We got to do the thing. We got to do the thing. This sucks. It's terrible. It screws our business district. It screws the neighborhoods. And then one time, because I'm now treasurer, we're doing a budget. We have a little bit of a surplus. Yay! And we convinced them to put $20,000 in the budget for lobbying to get a fucking streetscape. Excellent. That was several years ago. Here's what I can tell you about how government works. I do not fucking know. But I do know that our executive director, Janice Risch, and our board chair, Ken Weinstein, sure as hell do. And yeah, that's right. So they talk to people, convince people, cajole people. Next thing you know, there's something called DCED, which is apparently a state Department of Community Economic Development. And they have a lot of effing money. And so they gave us $500,000 towards a streetscape. Well, we only needed $5 million. So, great. And then Dwight Evans was like, hey, let's get some appropriations in the next federal budget. We got another $500,000. It was $1 million. And then DCD came back and gave us another 1.8. And then the city said, we'll finish the thing. And guess what? Spring 2025, 6400 block, ground will break, sidewalk will be fixed, there will be lights, because this idiot who still doesn't know how it happened wouldn't let go of the message. And so, that is an example of what the message might be. And never stop yelling your message. And I can't stop being an idiot. So I can't wait to hear the rest of our stories. Chris, thanks so much.